I don't know how long I can milk this, but I'm going to keep on trying all evening. Our next speaker is the state representative who helped Walter in his election, who has a very fine reputation in Springfield. I am speaking of Roger McAuliffe, of course. Let me tell you a little story about Roger. He was down in Springfield one day at a bar. He walked in, he saw a very attractive young lady sitting at the end of the bar. He said, "Bartender, buy that woman a drink." Bartender looked at him and said, "Raj, listen, don't waste your money. She's a lesbian." About a minute later, Roger gets up, walks up to her and says, "Hey baby, what part of Lesbia are you from?"
I recall that girl. Just from a very small town in Lesbia. I'm here not just to roast the Walter. I just want to give a little background on what happened, on how he got elected to the Senate. 2 years ago, I was in a restaurant with Pate Phillips, I think it was Malner's. And Pate said to me, "Roger, do we have a chance to elect a state senator in the district?" And I said, "I think we do." I said, "We had a police officer that ran for alderman in my ward that came very, very close to getting in a runoff for alderman and spent almost no money at all compared to what the opposition had spent." I said, "I think he would be a very excellent candidate for state senator if he had the proper resources." Well, Pate Phillips provided the resources, Walter provided the energy, and I think that our organization provided some of the help. Now, there was somebody that was here before that's gone that provided a lot of the work. I think he's gone now. His name was Roger Stanley. He did an awful lot of the work towards electing not only Walter but myself. I had a tough race 4 years ago. He was very instrumental in my election that time. And he worked, I think, even harder, even though he works for me. He's on my payroll. I think he worked even harder for Walter last time. His name is Roger Stanley. He did a whole lot to make sure that both of us were elected. And it was a big surprise. I remember when I first started, when I first ran in politics, I was a Chicago policeman and a Republican, which was about as rare as a hen's tooth. But in the years, as the years went on, I can remember policemen walking into the polling place in their uniform, and there'd be other policemen, maybe from not from our neighborhood. They would be there as observers, and they would see a policeman walk in the primary and ask for a Republican ballot. And they were dumbfounded by the fact that a policeman in uniform would have enough nerve to walk into a polling place and publicly ask for a Republican ballot. Well, those days are gone. Those days are gone. There's a lot of policemen that are Republican now. In fact, I'm sure that 70% of the policemen in Chicago voted for President Reagan. I know in our district, I like to think in our district that 95% of the policemen voted for Walter and voted for me. It's a new day in Chicago, and I'm hopeful that in the future there'll be more and more Republicans and hopefully more and more police officers that will get involved in politics, not be bashful, not be shy, have enough guts to stand up and say, "I'm a Republican and I'm a Chicago policeman, and what are you going to do about it?" And the truth is they can't do anything about it anymore. And with your help, with the help of the other Republicans in Chicago, there are going to be more legislators, both in the House and both in the Senate, elected from Chicago, that are Republicans. We're not going to be so lonesome down there. When I lost my ride to Springfield, I used to drive Larry Dupree and Eddie Doyle to Springfield every week, and I lost those two drivers. So I thought, well, I got to find somebody else to come down there with me and help me. So that's why we worked so hard to get Walter elected. We had somebody else to drive down there with us. He's a hell of a state senator. He's going to be elected next time with your help. And I'm glad you're all here to help him tonight. Thank you.
Our next roaster, Bob, are you tall? Good. Bob Neal, Republican Chairman, Lake County.
Leo, everyone's taller than you are.
That's right.
Leo came over and he said, the governor wants to get out of here. We're running late. Walter has asked 103 people to roast him. He's given each one a script. Do you really have to talk? And I said, Jesus, I drove all the way from Lake County. I was on my way to O'Hare Airport. I'm late for a plane. I saw a bunch of cars and had to stop. And I saw a sign, something about a Walter Dudycz. Dudycz, Dudycz, Dudycz,
Yeah, Dudycz.
Dudycz, Walter Dudycz. I'm Bob Neal. I'm chairman of the Republican Party on the north side of Chicago, a place called Lake County, Illinois. We're in the process right now of annexing Cook County.
Yeah?
You know, with candidates like we have on the ticket this year, guys like Jim Thompson, Jim Edgar, Jim Ryan, yeah, you have to be named Jim to run for office in this state? We do have guys like Mike Houston, and Lake County is very proud that we also have guys like Adeline J. Karras. I thought I was going to be up after her, you know, and I wrote all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I say she was going to be late. In Lake County, we have people, and they're here. They're here, Walter. People like Adeline J. Karras, because we respect you and we love you. Mark Peterson is here from Lake County. Bob Miller is here from Lake County. Tucker Olson is here from Lake County. I'm not here alone is what I'm saying, Walter, so if you want to bring on your guys, you know, I got support. Lake County is represented in Springfield by some very respected people also. They don't have off-year fundraisers. They don't have to go to places 50 miles away to get county chairmen in to talk on a PA system. We have people of high esteem like Bob Churchill and Virginia Frederick and Bill Peterson and David Barkhausen
Yeah.
and Senator Adeline Karras. First time I met Walter Dudycz, see, I knew how to say his name all the time. I said, what nationality is Dudycz? He said, that's Ukrainian. I said, Ukrainian? What the hell is Ukrainian? He said, that's a Polak with a job.
You won't have a lie. No. You're dead. I didn't say it. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead.
I said, can I say that? He said, don't worry about it. It's 2 years from now, and the Polish people won't remember what you said.
I didn't say it.
You're gone.
Oh, yeah, get me.
I received a card from some guy by the name of, I think he's a cop too, Roger McAuliffe. And he said, your name is Bob Neal, right? And I said, yes. And he handed me his card and it says, Happy St. Patrick's Day, you Irish bastard. You know? So I think I'm in good hands. And I'd just like to close by saying, Walter, you know, this is really a nice program, nice dinner, nice people here. And I'm turning this book over to the Attorney General because obviously you've got something on all of them and they've got to be guilty of something. Walter, hey folks, he's terrific. He is terrific and we love him.
Thanks, Bob. Thank you very much.
You in here, Dad, before you leave the room.